Since the announcement of the Man Booker International Prize, many Korean journalists have been asking for my comments on translation in general, my own in particular, and on the response from the Korean media, academics, and others. But as senior translator, Brother Anthony of Dede has said, translation is humble service, not self-promotion. And like many writers, I am happiest on my own with a book or working at my computer. And I'm not very comfortable as a spokesperson. In any case, I prefer writing to speaking. So I don't consider myself to know better than anyone else regarding translation or Korean literature simply because I won a prize. Prizes are of course subjective, and winning doesn't make me better than any of the other talented translators working from Korean. I was happy to have my work recognized, of course, but most of all I feel deeply aware of how lucky I've been and grateful to everyone without whom that success would not have been possible. From Han Kang herself and our editor Max Porter to Han's agents Barbara Zidwa and Joseph Lee, who discovered her writing in the first place, worked tirelessly to promote it in many countries and allowed me to translate it. It was a team effort. I was grateful also to the generation of translators before me who fought for literary translation to be viewed as a creative act in which literary sensibility is just as important as linguistic competency. They are the ones who made the Man Booker International Prize, a prize which now gives equal recognition to author and translator possible. And so it made me very happy to hear them describe it as a win for translation as a whole, not only for those of us who were named individually. It's now widely accepted that translating a work of literature means creatively rewriting it in another language, a process that involves varying degrees of interpretation and editorial decisions. In my view, the translator must be unfaithful to some aspects of the original work in order to be faithful to others. And I aim always to be faithful to the spirit of the original work, and to be faithful to the letter as often as I can, without compromising that spirit. Like many translators, I feel a deep sense of responsibility towards the authors and works I translate, and would only permit myself an infidelity for the sake of greater fidelity, never from any arrogant or careless attitude towards the original. Translators know better than anyone else that we do not improve the original. A poor translation can certainly mangle a wonderful book beyond redemption, but not even the best translation in the world can make a mediocre novel read like a classic. My translation of The Vegetarian is not perfect. Perfection is something translators have to strive for, while at the same time knowing that we will fail. And the fact that mistakes are inevitable doesn't stop them from being frustrating and disheartening. But we can always learn from them. And in my case, I'm encouraged by the fact that my Korean language ability has improved since 2013 when I translated The Vegetarian, and even more by the fact that whatever flaws there are in my translation have not hampered readers' enjoyment and understanding. I became a translator not out of any desire for wealth or fame, but out of the desire to share with a wider audience the books which I fall in love with. In the case of The Vegetarian, a book which I believed was both a stunning technical accomplishment and a bravely humane work of art. And so it makes me very happy to see the international reception for Han Kang's work, which is focused on its meticulous construction, powerful images, and poetic prose, and has recognized her as one of the most talented writers at work today in any language. Academics, writers, and ordinary readers alike now eagerly await more from Han Kang, and many have been inspired to explore more Korean fiction. Editorial practices, the degree of overlap between academic and commercial literary circles, the balance between theory and practice in the field of translation studies, are all areas where there are broad differences between the UK and South Korea, but equally between institutions and individuals within each country. And while an awareness of these differences is an essential context to any debate, no one set is more correct or legitimate than another. And I'd like to take this opportunity to second the remarks of Professor Jung Ha-yeon, who wrote in the Korea Times about the danger of excluding or prioritizing certain translators based on their qualifications, especially their backgrounds. Love of literature, patience and dedication are more important for a translator than their individual route into translation or to the language they translate from. And alternative perspectives are vital for constructive debates. And these are the kinds of discussion which I'm looking forward to engaging in, both now and in the future, in the spirit of humility and cooperation, which makes the translation community what it is, and makes me proud to be a part of it.